Hello, I'm Sam from Jessup Says. The focus of my channel is to share and educate on how to buy less, buy better. It's not necessarily about buying less things, it's about buying something that fits its purpose perfectly and serves you for as long as possible. The buy less, buy better lifestyle is excellent in theory, but when it comes down to it, it's hard to know exactly where to start. Well, we started the journey last week with our socks video. A video I enjoyed making, even though socks probably aren't on everyone's priority list all the time. This week we skip over underwear and go to the third thing that I put on in the morning, trousers. As we did last week, I'm going to start by defining my style, and you should consider what your style is as we approach each type of trouser that we are talking about today. My style is sometimes and probably correctly described as preppy wanker. Thank you, Dylan and his partner. I really do appreciate the compliment. To me, it's about being comfortable, but also being put together. Being comfortable doesn't mean wearing a pair of track pants and a faded old shirt, or it doesn't to me. It means wearing something that fits, and fabrics that fit and suit my body to make sure that I'm as comfortable and able to move and do whatever I need to throughout the day. I also run hot, so that means that I don't want thick or super dense fabrics. I want something that breathes, and a fit that's loose enough or can be loosened off in order to get more comfortable if the need should arise. I also like looking good, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I want to look good and feel good in how I look. I take pride in my appearance, and I think you should too. It's also important to me to be wearing clothing that you are proud to have on your body. Proud to say the brand when you meet a fellow menswear nerd on the streets and get asked where your things are from. So let's get into what that actually means for each of these trouser types that I could think of. They are jeans, chinos, dress trousers hot, dress trousers cold, shorts, swimming trunks, and athletic shorts. Starting off with jeans. Jeans are, of course, the first trouser we need to discuss. They're probably the pant most synonymous with being called a trouser for most people. They seem to be what most people wear most of the time. And there's an absolutely enormous breadth of styles and types of jeans that qualify as being jeans. From black super stretch skinny jeans to super wide hardcore stiff Japanese fits, there's pretty much anything you could want. But let's talk about my style. For the fit, as you may know by now, it's about classic relaxed straight or possibly relaxed tapered leg with ample room in the thigh and bum and of course the calf. I want the jean to actually drape, be away from my body and basically have a really clean silhouette. I also like a high waist because it fits me better and it stays up just better, and it's all around just way more comfortable. I have jeans at a variety of hemming lengths depending on the cut and the style of the trouser. I've tried them pretty much all at this point, but I can say that a clean hem with no roll, or most often a little pin roll, which is like a very small narrow roll to show off the selvage, is my current preference. I did actually originally write a fit section for every single pair of trousers, but I realized that it got extremely repetitive. So from now on, my preference as far as it's concerned as it relates to trousers is what I just described. That is pretty much my ideal fit. For the jeans, we actually have a full guide which I'll link or pop up in some way or shape or form. So check that out for a much deeper guide on what to look for here. But what we want to look for here simply is salvage denim, probably made in Japan, but ideally you want it to be by a menswear brand, not a Japanese heritage brand. This way we get the more sartorial cut and more sartorial fabrics, which is going to fit and feel great on the leg and hopefully gets, a nice good cut with some nice drape down the thighs. And being Japanese made, you know that it'll be super high quality in the denim and the construction. I'd suggest starting with an indigo pair, then adding maybe a light wash and then a white or an off-white later if you really liked denim as a style. You could make the light wash a little less fitted and the off-white one or the white one a bit more fitted if you wanted to play around with the traditional silhouettes that they're more associated with, or not if you don't want to. That's what I did and that was my approach. Speaking of my go-to indigo jean, it is of course the JE19s from Informale. I also have my light wash from Bergenberg and my off-white from Rubato, the holy trinity of menswear brands. My favorite remain the Informale JE19 because they fit and feel the best on my legs. They are actually a 34 and I've lost a little bit of weight, so they're a little baggy, but I tuck in a few layers and it is getting colder down here in Melbourne, so adding a belt, whatever it is, they just still feel great and they are great jeans. And they are starting to fade just ever so slightly, so maybe an update to come on those at some point. Chinos are the next most common type of trouser out there, or the first equal depending on where you live. A chino trouser is a timeless classic in terms of menswear fashion. Originally worn by the British military during the 19th century, these pants are designed to be comfortable and durable for soldiers in tropical climates. Today, chinos are a versatile staple that can be dressed up or down depending on the occasion. They come in a variety of colors and can be paired with pretty much everything, making them perfect for your wardrobe. Plus, because of their heritage, they often come in lightweight cotton twill, which makes them a great choice for warmer weather. For chinos, I currently only have classic beige pairs, and that's enough for me. If I want to wear navy, I wear a jean. If I want to wear green, I wear military style trousers, and you sort of get the idea where I'm going with it. It's having a trouser for each thing. So for me, a chino is a beige trouser. It's a classic do-it-all trouser, and beige just fits that perfectly for me. A chino trouser doesn't mind being beaten up, but it's not as rugged as a pair of jeans. Therefore, you want something that's made out of high quality cotton, no stretch fabrics if you can help it, because they just wear out so much faster. You want to look for quality hardware. I actually like a button fly for some sadistic reason, but a zip is also much faster and probably better. My favorite chino is currently, again, the one from Informale, which I still hold as the world's best chino. Full review in the pop-up banner to get more details. The highlights are it's Japanese fabric, it's made in Melbourne, the fit is perfect, and I really like all the military heritage details. What's not to love? They are certainly a go-to pair of trousers for me. Now, as the temperatures drop and cold weather sets in, many men find themselves struggling to dress appropriately for the chillier climate. While heavy coats and warm sweaters may be obvious choices, choosing the right pair of dress trousers can also make a big difference in staying warm and also stylish. There are really two good options in my mind. One is a very good wool dress trouser made from wool. It's fantastic at keeping you warm, it's an insulating fabric, and it can keep you very, very comfortable in colder temperatures. Wool trousers are also extremely versatile. They can be dressed up and down depending on the occasion and the style that you get. Another option is corduroy, which is another fantastically durable and warm fabric. It's a ribbed cotton fabric that has quite a cool and unique aesthetic to it, and also sort of fades like denim over very long periods of time. And again, they can be worn with a variety of different outfits, from dressed up right down to dressed down, depending on the cut and the style and the fabric, I suppose, that you choose. The color of dress trousers that you want really depends on the kinds of events that you want to or need to attend. Most advice that I have seen would say stay with the classic woolen navy or charcoal gray flannel as your first pair or two pairs. I started with a gray pair, and then I actually got a dark green pair as my second pair, and that would be enough for your wool trousers, and I think a fantastic start in terms of getting into those sort of classic wool trousers. I've actually recently added a pair of chocolate brown corduroys to sort of round out my collection of cold weather dress trousers, and they're fantastic and I can't wait to wear them more. The pair that I'd have to suggest here in this category is actually from Yao Sao. Their ability to make custom fit, choose exactly the fabric and the details that you want, make them extremely hard to beat. They don't cost an arm and a leg either, and if you're intending to get a couple of pairs, then over time you can walk towards creating the perfect fit, as you work with Yao Sao as their custom tailor to create the exact fit and the exact style that you want. They also offer pretty much every fabric and pretty much every mill that you could ever want, so you have a lot of ability to create the trouser that you exactly want for that cold weather. Now, as it's getting cold down here, I assume it's getting warm somewhere, or I hope it is, and once again, many men find themselves struggling to dress appropriately for the heat. Shorts may seem an obvious choice, but they're not always appropriate for certain occasions or environments. So what kind of options do you have for those hot days? Well, a great option is obviously linen trousers. Made from the fibers of the flax plant, linen is lightweight, breathable, and perfect for warm weather. Linen trousers are stylish and comfortable, and they can be paired with a variety of different dress shirts and shoes to create a very polished and professional look. Another option is cotton dress trousers, which are sort of a lightweight version of chinos, and they're a bit more styled as a dress trouser. They're nice and breathable, and cotton is a very versatile fabric that again can be worn in both formal and casual settings, depending on the pair you choose. Personally, I'd recommend choosing lighter colors and staying with looser fits because it's the best way to stay cool in the heat. The two colors that I like most are actually cream and tobacco, but there's really no wrong color when it comes to hot dress trousers. In my experience, there's always some assumed level of informality that comes with a lot warmer weather, especially here here in Australia. But if I were to choose one pair to try, I'd probably choose a stone or creamy color pair, as they are the color that screams summer to me personally. In terms of which brand to choose, I may actually choose the Informale drawstrings here if I had them in stone, but I have to say that the Casa Atlantic Safi that I have in the cotton linen blend are absolutely fantastic. They're in white and a 34, which I have to have as tight as they go on the waist, but the leg is so much volume in it and it's so insanely comfortable on those super, super hot days. And the fabric just breathes beautifully. So the fit is really, really comfy and really, really good for those hot days. Trousers in general are my go-to for the beach, much to the surprise of my brother on a very hot Sydney day. Speaking of hot weather, let's talk about shorts. Admittedly, shorts are not my favorite thing to wear, though recently I've been embracing the style. I find it hard to find a pair that I actually like the fit of, and I'm still searching for more than the one pair that I have. I really want a classic chino short, but I don't exactly know how or what, or I don't really know, I can't picture exactly what they're gonna look like. And the same with a pair of seersucker shorts that I've sort of been cooking up in my brain, but again, I haven't nailed exactly what they're gonna look like down in my head, so I'm not sure still. In terms of color, again, I can't really say much, but I'd probably start with navy and beige, like always, and then expand into things like green or red if you're more into that kind of color spectrum. As for brand recommendation, the only shorts that I have are the Informale Safari shorts, and these are all that I have to recommend. That's not a bad thing. There's a lot of reasons why they're the only pair of shorts that I have. And those same reasons are good enough that my wife actually went and got a pair in her size, and we wear them together and it's really cute. I love the high waist, the funky details, the nice cut, and even though they're a pain to put on in the morning with all the buckles, it is genuinely worth it. Another type of short you might want to own is a swim trunk for when you need to go swimming. Swimming trunks can be pretty much anything in the modern day, but I would look at something that's not too long and that has a waterproof and durable fabric. There's another area that I'm sort of learning. I'm not a big fan of the beach, but I'm trying to embrace it as I grow older. But finding a style that really suits my body and my legs has been challenging. I'm finding that shorter inseams has been a really good thing for me, as I'm a pretty short guy, and I think that a long board short just really throws off the proportions of my body. As for colors here, I'd stay with navy, maybe stripes. I'm no short expert at this point in time. The pair that I have actually ended up with are the classic Patagonia 5-inch inseam, and I am really loving them. Though I do have one gripe, after only fairly limited wear for how often I wear other things, they've already got a problem with a loose thread around the pocket bag, which means that the pocket sort of inside isn't usable. It's quite disappointing because they're really cool and I really like wearing them. And it also wasn't from extremely hard abuse or doing water sports or anything. There's just very casual wear to the beach and to a pool a few times. So very disappointing, but still a great short, and there's a full video on those as well. The final pair of trousers, or rather shorts, is athletic shorts. Athletic shorts are a staple in any active man's wardrobe. Whether you're hitting the gym or going for a run, the right pair of active shorts can make all the difference in your performance and comfort. For me, color isn't really a factor when it comes to athletic shorts, but material does matter. When choosing athletic shorts, look for moisture-wicking fabrics that will help keep you cool and dry during your workout. Things like mesh panels, ventilation can also improve airflow and keep you comfortable. Additionally, the length of the shorts can affect how you perform in them. Shorter shorts provide more movement and freedom, so good for running or jumping or doing things that are super active, whereas longer shorts or trousers are good for coverage and protection. I guess if you're doing deadlifts and you're scraping your shins all the time, maybe look at something that's longer that protects your shins. Now, where do I get them? Well, I've actually been a die-hard Lululemon supporter for as long as I can remember, and I still wear a pair of mine that I got, I think, more than 10 years ago, and they're a little worn out, but they're still very, very usable and very, very comfortable. Sadly, the pair that I got more recently in the last 2 years or so isn't lasting anywhere near as good as my original pair have. And I found the same for their athletic tops. It's a serious decline and actually really disappointing to see for their quality, because they have been my go-to brand. So in this case, once again, I'm open to suggestions on what kind of shorts and what kind of athletic brands that people are interested in and finding that are lasting a long time, because I'm really out of options at the moment. So there it is, the exhaustive list of everything that I wear on my legs that qualifies as the best thing in the buy less to buy better category for whatever it is. Or at least I hope that's what this has become. Hopefully this gives everyone a good place to start thinking about their closets and what they have or don't have, as well as where to start looking for quality alternatives to those classic mall brands that you usually buy. Ultimately, investing in high quality trousers that fit well and suit your style will not only help you feel comfortable, but also more confident in your appearance. And we all deserve to feel as good as we look. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Links out in the description as always, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Cheers.